Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Right now, also, the streamline has started, and I have just put that link in the chat box. So, one of you can just put it in the group also for today. Okay, copy that and put it. Thank you so much. Yesterday, you did it. So, thanks a lot. Okay, those of you who are with me right now, I just wanted to ask you all, this is getting streamlined. But then if I pause it or something, then I will not be able to stop it because this is my second day of handling it. And from tomorrow or this evening, I'll learn how to. Okay. I wanted to ask you a few questions. So you're there? Can unmute and okay. Thank you, Isha. The thing is that. Today is going to be the ninth day, I think, and then we'll have only 6 more days to go. So I was thinking, are you all interested in, say, something like uh, yoga, or you want someone else to do a little more on goal setting? Because I could take you all deeper into goal setting and actually make you all do some goal setting. But please remember that most of you are sleeping in the morning. Only the 3, 4 of you who are right now here with me, Kinjal, Soham, Isha, and Gayatri, you are the ones who are like, wide awake and with me, and Safa and Kaushik and Sharmin. Okay, so you guys are there with me most of the time. And the moment this guy sees that I have got the door open, he'll just throw the newspaper inside. Okay. So I wanted to ask you all, do you want someone to come forward and talk about diet, sleep, yoga? Would you all like to get into that? Or would you all like to, would you want any other speaker to come forward? I Aren't you bored of me only? Do you want somebody else to come and talk to you also? Now I haven't put it into a proper yes and no answer. So unmute and talk to me, na. Tell me no, ma'am, you're good. Thank you. But wouldn't you like a flavor of someone else? And if Sir was here, so of course he would have been taking here and there. By now he would have taken three or four more classes. Are you sure? Like, because last time also, for the first 9 or 10, 11 classes, I just continued on my own only. Then I felt, I said, come on, give them a little break, from you and get somebody else's style and somebody else's perspective and all that. So I invited a commander, Vijay Kumar, and he spoke about um, the 7 habits. Okay? And those 7 habits are supposed to be very popular. Stephen Covey. And last minute, I don't know why he changed his mind and he said, Ma'am, I can't use it, for commercial purpose. If I just take a class like that about him, it's okay. But then, well, I knew that 7 habits is available everywhere. And you really don't need his permission from what I know. But he got a little this thing about plagiarism and that kind of stuff. So okay, so then I got a couple of more people to speak. Thank you, Isha. Um, Thank you, Kinjal. So sweet of you. You all are making me feel very good. That's a very nice thing, and definitely no questions asked and nothing on YouTube, on national television kind of thing, where everyone will be able to see it. I announced that you are getting 100 out of 100, irrespective of what you do in your class, in your exam, because for me, soft skills, organizational behavior, all this is supposed to be very subjective. Okay, it's not objective. Like projective techniques, this is very subjective. Okay, so that's it. Let me start. Let me share.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the ninth day of the same teacher. That's what I was asking the others. That don't you all want someone else? So today we are going to be talking about time, priority, and stress management. Okay. So yesterday in my presentation skills, I told you all that your first slide should be kind of, giving you some information, giving importance about the organization that you're talking to and the date, etc. So today I haven't put the date, but then I have put, that this is for you guys, students of Badia. So, and this is also going to be taken by me. Okay. So let me, you know, begin. And before I begin, tell me how many of you are excited for today's session? And today again, I have all this. Are we ready for some new ideas? Are you excited to learn about how to, take care of your time? After all, you have 24 hours only. And isn't it true that sometimes you feel it's not enough? You need more on Sundays. And on certain days, the time just goes, kind of so slow that you feel, oh God, 24 hours is too much. When is this day going to end? I don't like this day at all. Okay. So there are certain days that you don't like, and then there are certain days that you do like. So expectations from this program and then time management. But before we begin, I'd like to show you a crazy, not a crazy, but a cute video. So just go through it. This is a maze. Heavy discounts, a crazy Friday sale or something, or a shutdown sale. The rats are willing to go to any. Remember the second video I showed you of Richard St. John? When you get the car, you feel everything is going to be fine. And then remember you talked about Prozac. You feel a little high for a short while. You become the cute Mickey Mouse. You feel that you've reached the fantasy land where there are rainbows and beautiful people. And suddenly reality hits you again. And you're back to where you were. Then you start chasing the money. And then you get into the trap of working in a 9 to 5 or more job. So this is it. Did you get the essence? Did you like this peculiar in what is called the rat race? So on that note, let's take it forward and let's look at time. Doesn't time just fly? It just goes by. So often you find relatives who meet you after 6 years and say, Arey, you've grown so tall, you've become so big, and how time flies, huh? And you may have gone through some challenges during those 6 years, and you say, no, auntie, these 6 years were the longest years of my life, and it did not fly at all. It was barely crawling on the ground. And they don't listen to you. Okay. So now let's look at some of the benefits of time. So quickly keep telling me, what are the benefits of time? What does time give you? What happens? What do you do with time? And if you can manage your time well, what does it do for you? Quickly type. And today we've got to do time management and stress management. And you know how ma'am is overloaded, too much information. And then we keep on, kind of, it reduces stress. Isha, yes, you manage your time. That's the best thing you can do. You just are not that stressed out. So thank you so much. Anyone else? It actually increases your efficiency. Yes or no? Say yes to everything. Keep typing yes, even if you are understanding or not. Yes, it keeps up the focus. You are able to focus. And remember, everyone is talking about focus. Okay, so keep typing yes. It gives you a sense of success. Once you've managed your day very well, once you've planned your day, and once you've organized yourself and you've got certain things done, and you know you've achieved this target, that target, then what happens? It makes you feel rejuvenated. You want to get up again the next morning and do more. Okay, it helps you prioritize it. I mean, prioritization is one of the processes of time management. Okay, it gives you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of happiness, and an overall sense of satisfaction. And you say, well done, you deserve to live. And not only live, you deserve to have that extra, Oreo cookie, which may be having 100 calories per cookie. Okay, we can have two cookies. Is it okay? Because you did so well with your time. You, you know. So, what are the characteristics of time? These are certain things that is for everyone. The 24 hours for you is the same amount of time which is there for the prime minister of our country also. And at the same time, any of you who have understood, whoever be the prime minister, in spite and despite of the person, whoever be the prime minister's work, the schedule is just crazy. They barely get time to sleep. They've got to train their body and their mind to get cat naps. They rarely get holidays, and they are not allowed to fall sick. And when they do fall sick, oh my god, the PMO takes over. But then it is it. So whatever time, if the position of the prime minister, yes, thank you, Safa. I mean, really, thank you so much for your participation. So good. So time is basically a universal entity. Okay, time is distributed equally for everyone, whether it is the CEO, or whether it is the peon of an organization, or whether it is the security guard. Time is the same for everyone. Okay, and everyone has the same 24 hours, and it moves at a fixed rate. But do you feel it moves at a fixed rate? No way. There are so many times you feel that, oh my God, time just went so fast. And especially in the morning when you want to wake up and you press the snooze button, that 5 minutes goes so fast. And other times, you're waiting for, say, a bus, and or you're getting a little cramp in your foot, or, you're waiting for your loved one or something, and you're waiting for a phone or a message or an email, which is very important. Those 5 minutes just drag. Okay. Yet the statement says that it is the same for everyone. Okay. And it time neither flies nor drags, although it seems that it may. It cannot be stored. All the people who speak about time management, my style is very different. They start with giving you a question that, what if I gave you some you know um, 8,000 something, I don't know, or 6,000 something, money or something like that, and in the bank, and you don't spend it today. Tomorrow you come to the bank, that money is gone. So aren't you going to utilize that money properly? And people say, yes, I'm going to utilize it properly every day. So those are actually 24 into 60. That is 60 minutes into 60. That is 60 seconds. Okay. So 24 into 60 into 60 is how much? That is the figure they talk about. Okay. Now I'm not doing that exercise because it's a very common exercise done by all the people who talk about time management. Okay. So I decided to do it a little differently. And I know that that is, time is money. They say time is money. It cannot be saved. You cannot say कि मुझे सांस लेने की फुर्सत नहीं है. Okay, I'll take the breath tomorrow. You can do anything tomorrow, but you cannot stop your involuntary functions in your body. If you stop that, then you are gone. There is no time for you there. Okay, then people will give you few days and that's over. You become, you get into a frame. Okay. And many communities, they put a garland around your frame. I don't believe in putting garland around anyone's frame. I feel that everyone is still alive, so I haven't put any garland around. Okay, so it is irretrievable. The time doesn't come back is what people also say. But then I will prove it to you that over a period of time, being a psychologist, having dealt with people's pain and problems regarding the past, their attitude, their guilt, their stress regarding the past, I can tell you it can come back. Okay, so whatever is written over here is written in a very very true manner, in a very very left brain manner. Okay, so with all this, let us take it forward and say that one more statement about time is that it is indivisible. Okay, time and life are inseparable. You are, you know, living on this earth, and time is linear. Okay, so after 1 o'clock, it will be 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, it will be 3 o'clock. Okay. So like that, after 13 comes 14. So again, 13 is 1 o'clock. Okay. So that will have, everything will be based on time factors. There are a lot of aspects which are dependent on time. Certain things, when we talked about goals also, certain goals, you got to just give up on your goals because now the time has gone. Okay, certain women, when they pass a certain age and when they hit the menopause, and it is just not possible for them to have a baby, or they've gone through an operation. Of course, we really can't say, because we have actually heard about people who are 65 years old, women, and have had a baby. Okay, and men who are 92 and 93 or something and have had their own biological child. Okay, so everything is possible in a magical world, but in a simple world, these are the characteristics of time. Okay, and let's see how we can manage our time in a way that, kind of makes it happen. So before we do that, remember my second lecture was what stops you from being so good. So here I'm asking you the same question: what stops you from managing your time well? Anyone, quickly, even one answer I'll get, I'll be very happy. So come on, quickly, quickly, time management. So tell me what stops you from managing your time. Nowadays, the answer is very clear. It's our smartphones. Okay, so what happens in smartphones? What do you go through? What happens when the smartphone rings? The mobile, yes. What happens when the mobile rings or it gives you some notification? What happens? What is that thing that happens to you? What do you feel? The word with D. Distractions. Okay, so there are unclear objectives. When you are not clear about where you want to go, when you don't have a goal, when we have too much to do, yes, Kinjal, that also is true. When there is too much of work that comes, too much to study, you don't know how to start, you don't know where to start. Okay, and when you are doing research also for presentation, and you got too much material in your hand, then you don't know who the hero is, you don't know what the core is. Okay, forget about the supplementary, you don't know, you can only see everything is so additional and it's so humongous that you don't know how to start, so you don't have an unclear objective. So that is the reason why my first session with you guys is very clear: goal setting. Get your objectives very clear. Even yesterday, get to know the audience, get your objectives clear. Only then comes the purpose. Okay, understand the audience. Audience is very important, but get your objectives clear. Why are you doing it? What is it in for you? Okay, because unless and until, however altruistic, however much you are in love with life, but life has its variations. You cannot love and like everything. Okay, and there are so many things you have to do, you must do. Okay, and we're going to be talking about all that. So please get your priorities, your your objectives, your focus here. What is it that you want to do? Goal setting is extremely essential. And if you want, absolutely, I'm going to be you know I'm willing to even charge you all, like, 100 rupees or something, and that will go back to your organization, and then they can decide what they do with it. Okay, they can, when you all come offline, they can get you samosas, or they can do something extra for the college. But if you pay and commit, and we have a few of you in the class every day, okay, just not more than 10 people, okay, in one session, so that each and every one of us gets our objectives very clear in our life, our goal setting is done. And I can assure you, those of you who do that, you will get what you want, because I'm I'm a living example, and I've got so much success in my life with my clients and with the people around me and with my students and with my bachas. Oh my God, like it's unbelievable. So let's get into it. We are not organized when you do not plan. Remember, I kept talking about plan, 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 prepare, practice, and then get into action. Plan, prepare, practice, and then get into action. And I'm sure that today also that slide might pop in, okay, because it's really something that is very, very practical. And sometimes we can't say no to certain things. We can't say no to a friend who says, let's go for a party. And oh my God, you have that FOMO. I've heard that from you guys nowadays, okay, the fear of missing out. Oh my God, FOMO. Trust me, even I'm going through all that, okay? Even I'm going through FOMO nowadays, the fear of missing out. So there are times when even I waste my time because of the stupid FOMO. And then there are interruptions, and then there are more interruptions, and so many distractions. Here, these old phones are there because I just wanted to prove it to you all that this is a very, very, very old file that I had created, though it's got the white background. But I swear, like, and there are so many times when you just don't know what to do, because the rain won't fall. If the rain won't fall, how can I do anything else with my ground? I have to wait for, in this case, he's waiting for the last leaf to fall before he picks up the leaves, and he has to wait for that. So that waiting thing, and there was long time ago when I was struggling with my weight. Now I stopped struggling. Okay, now I've accepted my weight, that I'm a motu, let me accept it. But during my younger days, when I used to be overweight by about 5 kilos or so, which you all, pretty girls, oh my ma'am, I have to lose at least 6 kilos to look good, at least, because I'm 3 kilos overweight, and two more if I lose, then it is okay. Now that I can indulge myself and go through some cheat days. Okay. So these things happen when I was doing it. There, I was told that weight, WAIT and WEIGHT, are synonymous. When you wait for things to happen, you put on weight. So stop waiting, go out there and get into action. And now you know why I'm such a hyper, type A person who's always running, always Speedy Gonzalez, always, what is the plan? Morning we wake up, the Putter used to wake up, he used to be like half sleepy, he used to come, and daddy used to ask him, so Putter, what's the plan for the day? And he used to look at him, that, huh, what? No plans. No, there's no such thing as no plans. He said, no, my plan for the day is that I have no plans. Okay, Dad, have you got it clear? Now, can I please get on with my no planning day? And you all please continue with your planning. You got your wife now, so please leave me alone. I'm here on a holiday, or I've just woken up. Give me a break. And we said, you've just woken up and you want a break. What is this? So too many things at once, that happen. And there is a lot of stress and fatigue. People don't get enough sleep, or they have kind of, done nothing. And because they've done nothing, there is a lot of stress and there is tiredness because they've done nothing. Okay. And then there is all work and no play makes Jack or John a dull boy. Well, that also happens. Some people are so overworked that they're not able to handle the time. They go for, and they're not interested. I would like to add a few more on this, because that's where it kind of draws a line over here. There are times when you're not interested in your work. Then time just, you just don't like it at all. It doesn't move. Okay. And yet individuals have their own ways of managing their time. So one of the ways to do it is start putting your daily schedule, the planner, the calendar, all into place. Okay. And increase your physical exercise. When you work out physically, your energy surges up. Okay, the circulation, every bit of your body, every cell of your body gets activated. The more you activate and the more you kind of move certain things, the more they shine. Okay, you just take the example of a simple uh, maybe a mobile phone or a simple Bose music system. You don't make it work for 3 months. Fourth month you put it on, it won't work only. And you'll be like, hey, what's wrong with you? So those brains that don't work, they are not expensive at all. They are useless. Okay. So physical exercise, mental exercise is very important in increasing your energy. And the more energy you have, somehow the quality of your time just happens, and you just get lucky. And when you get lucky with things, you just get things done on time. Okay. And there is that I talked about OTIF, you know, that is on time in full, no error. OTIF NE, on time in full, no error. The customer is going to be extremely happy. Okay, so on time is positive, in full is positive, no error is double negatives. But people understand that. Okay, you cannot say perfect because there is really nothing called perfection. Okay, you're just in the process of taking it to the next level. On that note, I'm reminded that I've got more than 6 7 classes to do with you all. Yeah, there's a class on creativity also, and problem solving. That itself will take 2 3 days. So let's get into this whole thing. You've got to also learn to relax. Okay, the A type personality just don't know how to relax. Over a period of time, initially when you're young, okay, you just don't feel a sense of responsibility, and because you're not burdened with responsibility, you just relax. But guys, I was surrounded by people who worked very hard and who had the ability to just relax for 5 minutes also and take a cat nap. You could literally time them. They would program their brain. I'm going to sleep for 5 minutes and then I'm going to be up. And within 10 seconds, they are gone. Okay. And you really feel that they're dead. And then suddenly you'll hear that slight, snoring noise coming in. And you're like, oh, he's still alive. And they would sleep for 5 minutes. You can match it on your time. Those 5 minutes are the longest for you, but they are very short for that other person. But they wake up after 5 minutes totally fresh. They take a hot water or a hot beverage or not. Okay, many of them don't even have the time to do that. They take a few deep breaths. So relaxation training is also something which this whole art of living and this whole Patanjali, the whole organization, and Jaggi Vasudeva organization, and a lot of people from India have gone abroad, and they are minting when it comes to yoga and meditation and making people learn how to relax. Buddhism also, and everything. And of course, expanding your social support network. If you have a lot of people helping you out with your work, time becomes very very good. Sometimes we wish that time could go backward. You've seen this slide before. We need to start prioritizing. Okay, we need to invest time in ourselves to prepare ourselves. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. Okay, marshal up the courage. And what can we do with our time? How do we overcome the hurdles? The first thing is recognize that there are hurdles, recognize that there are obstacles, recognize that there are problems. Okay, and then identify them. Once you know what is troubling you, then only you can take steps to remove them and employ the strategies to overcome them. So, how do we begin? And the first thing that I'm going to start with is my favorite. Okay, remember the first day I ended with this. So, think big. Okay, dream big. The sky is the limit. There is nothing stopping you from taking care of what you want to do with your life. Start dreaming, start thinking about what you want, start visualizing, start, just because this is so important. Okay, start listing down your dreams, start writing down your dreams in all these areas. The etc is definitely very important. For those of you who missed it, I have already, put this. So if any of you can clearly take a screenshot of it, okay, take the screenshot and put it in the group and crop it up properly and put it in the group and remind the people to list down your dreams in any of these areas and all of these areas, especially the etc., and take it forward. So have you done it? Some any one of you have just taken a screenshot? Good. So do it later on. Set goals. Okay. Set your targets. Give your time, put a timeline to certain things in your life and say that it's going to happen. I'm telling you, one of my friends really has achieved nothing according to me in my life, but she was very clear when she was 20 years old, and on her 20th birthday she said, bus, by the end of this year I'm going to get engaged, and as soon as I turn 21 I'll get married. I said, see, you know you really, do you have a boyfriend? Have you, she said no. I said, then she said, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't know how to look for a boyfriend. I don't know. I'm not interested in boys like that. My mother will find someone for me. And she's already told me, and I'm also all prepared. I said, really? She said, yeah. And in the first 2 years, within actually 1.5 years, I'll have my first child. And as soon as that child is about 4 years old, I plan for the other child. And by the time the child is 5, I'll have the other child also. So there'll be a gap and I'll be able to take care of everything. And I was like, you really think it's going to be that easy? These things like, marriage, birth of a child, these are not in our hands. And she said, really? Isn't it? And trust me, that's all she did. And true to her word, she got married at the age of 21. Within the first 2 years, she had her daughter. And as soon as the daughter was not even 5 years old, she was about 4, and I met her and she said, bus, I've already started planning, Romy. I'll get my, because I have a daughter, अब तो बस बेटा चाहिए. अब वो हो जाए तो बस ठीक है, and हो ही जाएगा. And I just, lifted up, like I can't do really like this, that Rajiv Gandhi type, lifting one eyebrow up. But that day, one eyebrow went up like that, it went up. I said, really? Dekhenge? Sachi mein? Ha ha ha. And, don't take life so much for granted. And you won't believe it, she got, her son also. And literally on the dates that she wanted. She got the child, she delivered the child when she wanted the child, not, you know, after that. Okay, so please set your goals, be like that girl, because goal is a dream with dedication, with direction, with determination, discipline, and deadlines, and you've been through it. It's a very powerful process of thinking about your idealistic future, and that in turn motivates you to turn your vision of your future into your reality. Why are they important? Because if you don't think in success, you start thinking limitations. If you don't have your own goals, unless your goal for working for another person is your own personal goal, like Mr. Thapa, it gives you success, fitness, satisfaction, makes you stretch yourself. And I told you this will come. So please take a screenshot of this also. Plan, prepare, practice, perform. Plan, prepare, practice, perform. Plan, prepare, practice, perform. Prepare yourself and practice it. Prepare and practice is the rule for presentation skills. Okay. And for life, for time management, and for goal setting, planning is extremely important. Prepare yourself, practice, and then get into performance, get into action. And I sometimes feel that some people have told me, get into action first and prioritize yourself. Do what you can do right now. There is no such thing as परसों तरसों अरसों इतनी जल्दी क्या है भैया जीना है जब परसों. Please do not be the type B type. Okay, be the type A personality. Be focused. Get things done yesterday. Okay, you should have already done it. Okay, so do what you can. Delegate what you cannot do because you got a limited time frame of 24 hours and you need to rest yourself also. Delay with notification to yourself and to others with proper notifications that delay the work. Okay, it will be done. And but when, put it in the planner and put it there as a reminder, as a notification coming to you. Okay, so delay and then delete what you feel okay, I can't do it, delete it out of your life. And please do not worry. You should not even try to do everything. Like there was a phase I worked very hard for my PhD. I really, really put in my efforts, but somehow life did not do it. I tried to delegate some work, it did not happen. I got into Tata Institute of Social Sciences as one of the 9 people out of 200 people, more than 200 people who were interviewed at that time. I got through with a difficult person like Dr. Shalini Bharat. Okay. And still, I just, after 3 years, I just quit. And when on the fourth year, after paying my fees also, they sent me a message that we are going to deregister if you don't come back. I I just said, fine, deregister me. So my husband said, don't do that. I'll give you help now. I said, when I asked you for help, you did not help me at that time. Now forget it. I'm going to delete it. I'm not going to restart because I put in a lot of emotional effort also apart from my research. And somehow I was not getting any, support from anywhere, including this idealistic guy I was married to. And this is one aspect of my life where he was not an ideal guy. How hopeless, horrible fellow. Probably he was jealous, He had the fellowship, he didn't want me to get my PhD. Because if I had got my PhD from TIS, then, I would have soon out to him that, see, and he tried to get into this to kind of study with me because remember I told you we used to work together, play together, study together, do everything together, teach together, and train together, travel together, everything together. So he wanted to study with me and help me out, but he didn't get in. Yeah, he didn't get in. He was rejected out. You are not to get in. Now, whatever be the reason, I got into this, he didn't. But you just delete it. Even if it's your very important goal. I have known of people who've been desperate for a child. They did everything. 5, 6 years, they spent lakhs of money, rupees on, wanting to get the child. But when it wasn't happening, they sat down, the couple, and they deleted that goal. They said, forget it, we're not going to have a child. And then they just went ahead and shut themselves off. They actually took that because there was a couple who deleted it. They said, we don't want a child. But when that lady was 55 years old, she conceived and she delivered twins, a girl and a boy, natural. Imagine. And just 5 years later, her husband passed away. And he was anyway older to her by 12 years. So he was like at a ripe age of 72 when he passed away, relatively ripe age. And she was left with twins and she didn't know what to do with him. And she was like, what is this here? What do I do with the kids now? And those kids are very sweet. Okay, so they really looked after her, and today they've grown up now. They are about 16 years old, and she's kind of managing pretty well. So get into this time management matrix. Once I'm done with showing you this entire grid, then take a screenshot and then post it also on, because today whatever we are doing, some of the things I want you all to post it onto the group so that you all realize that these are things, and you can keep looking at the pictures also and keep reminding yourself. Okay, because there are times when you take screenshots and you put it into your own ppts or word files or something, you really don't go back to it. Okay, you go back to it just before the before the exam, but then you forget. But remember this forever, and I would like you all to save it on your phone, and we will make some, on a daily basis we'll keep changing the DP. Okay, you all can also do it. You don't need to be an admin to change the DP of the group because I've kept the group open for everyone. Okay, so the first, this particular grid, okay, this is called a quadrangle, the time management matrix. Okay, this has got four parts of it. The first over here is supposed to be urgent, and uh, it is also important. Okay, so this whole thing is urgent. This box and this box is urgent. Both these boxes are urgent. Okay, and both these boxes are important, whereas both these boxes are not important, and both these boxes are not urgent. Okay, so let's look at the first grid, that is called important and urgent. What does it entail? It entails a crisis. It entails something that you have to look into immediately. Remember, I give you the example that you were so tired, and I talked about the psychic energy of Carl Gustav Jung. You were so tired when you got back home in the middle of the, early morning, the wee hours of the early morning, even the sun had not risen, and you just didn't know, everyone was sleeping, and you didn't even want to lift your little finger to have a glass of water. Once you got home, you were so tired. But then you got the news from your little sister coming and saying your daddy is having a heart attack. Okay. And you forgot about it. That is urgent and important. You cannot postpone it. You cannot say, Dad, come on, yaar, have it after 5 hours. Let me have at least 4 hours of sleep, and let me get up and freshen up and then have the heart attack. You can't say that. Okay. So that was urgent and important. It was a fire. Okay. So you have to get into firefighting. These are crises. This is a deadline which you cannot postpone. Okay. It has to be done irrespective of your child's birthday, your anniversary, you're having, uh, had some, your car brake has broken down, or something has happened. This is urgent and it is very important. You've got to be there. You cannot delay it by anything. Next comes this most important grid, which is very important, but because it is not urgent, this is all the things that we postpone. This is quality stuff. You cannot delay it. Okay. You have to focus your, and you've got to give 80% of your time to this in your life. Okay. Remember, guys, it is important, but it is not urgent. You can postpone it. Team building, building relationships with people, developing the next in line. Okay. Being a good teacher, being a good counselor, being a good coach, being a mentor to your juniors, creativity, enhancing yourself, okay, self growth, innovation for yourself, okay, and research on what you want to do, on your goals, okay, building, making goals. This is not as what this person who came up with this grid and the set of people who came up with the grid, they have, there's a name also, Eisenhower or something, this grid is called. I'm sorry, I've not written it down because this is not part of my psychology as a subject. So anything that is not related to psychology, I don't remember the names who've come up with the people, and I don't even write it down. Okay, so forming goals, sitting and writing down your goals also comes under this category. Often what happens is that you achieve a particular goal, you have made it, and then what happens is that you don't take out time to write down your next goal. What next? You don't do that because you feel, oh, I've already crossed this, now let me give myself a break. Don't give yourself a break, because when you ask yourself for a break, I did it once. You remember I gave you the example of High Mac, Professor PK? I was getting very flustered and overworked in that organization. And I just told myself, I said, God, please give me a break. And you know what happened? He gave me a break. My foot broke. And after 3 weeks, when I was supposed to go back, remember I told you, or the other group, I don't remember, that I was supposed to go back to that job. And just one day before that, my mother said, "Come, let's go to the temple, take blessings. You're going back after 3 weeks, and you feeling well rested." And I really wasn't that well rested because my foot was broken. Yeah, I mean, it was so tough to move around without putting any pressure on it. And my plaster was there. It was a hairline fracture, but a fracture anyway, and there was a plaster, and there were crutches that were given to me. Okay, and I refused to use the crutches, and I was just balancing my way around the house, and here and there, when no one would look, I would even put pressure on my foot, and I said, "Kuch nahi hoga." It's just the hairline thing. And I would do my pranic healing, and it was already all right. So I had a great time for 1 week, but I was supposed to go back to that rut. So what happened? I said, "God, please, uh, give me a break. I don't want this organization. I don't want to work here." I mean, idiot, you've just said give me a break and you've got a bloody fracture. Don't say it again. Then I said, "No, no, no, it's a Kit Kat break." I said, "Shut up, Kit Kat break my foot." Okay. So this is how it was that I just broke my other foot also that day at the temple. And when I went to the hospital, the doctor who was putting the, I said, "You're a new doctor. Where's my other one? The one." He said, he also broke his ankle." I said, "What are you saying?" He said, "Yeah, he broke his ankle. After you broke your ankle, even he broke his ankle." I said, "Oh my God." And then I just looked out, and on the, really, it is such a coincidence. It happened at Sancheti. It is such a coincidence that there was some ward boy who was bringing someone on the. So I looked at the ward boy, and then I looked at the patient, and it was that doctor. I said, "What happened? You've come also to take your cast out or something?" Or he said, "No." I said, "What happened?" He said, "I broke my other ankle." And we all laughed. My father just, kind of, put his head here, and he said, "How can that be? Romy, you are here. You broke your first ankle. That guy took care of the plaster. You come here with your second broken guy, and this fellow also broke it, in a couple of days after you, and has come back even before you. And not even 3 weeks are over, and for him, for this first plaster, and he's already broken his second foot also." So this is the coincidence. So please don't ask for a break. Just go ahead and do it. I'm giving you these examples just to tell you the coincidences are not just coincidences. Okay, they happen, and you've got to be very aware. Now this seems very urgent, but trust me, guys, it is not important. Okay, now don't take the screenshot of this, because I'm going to remove the annotations, and then we will kind of so this is very urgent. There are some phone calls of the boss. There will be some phone call from a mom. There will be some phone call from some, colleague or a competitor. And there will be some interruptions. These are urgent. They will keep coming. The mails will keep coming. You have to keep doing it. The meeting. Oh my God, this meeting khelna. That is the reason why I just don't like regular jobs. I've been into 3 regular jobs, and I ran away from all of them just because of this meeting khelna. And you won't believe it, my husband was also very fond of this meeting khelna. I was okay with doing meeting with him when we used to do one-on-one meeting. But the moment other people used to come in the meeting and he used to call for meetings, "Come on, everyone meeting here." And I was like, "Nah, don't." I left those organizations because of this. Let's play meeting. Okay, you all are wasting time on the meeting. I used to tell them, my juniors, my interns, I should tell them from the college, from the university, "Please listen to what sir is saying. Make some minutes and come and tell me later very fast. I'm going to finish my work." And then sir used to say, "Come on, madam, Romita madam, join in." And I'm like, "Sir, please don't do that." But this is what happens. You have no choice. You have to listen to your seniors. Even if you are the boss, you have got to listen to the people who are calling for the meetings. These are urgent, but they're not important. Okay. So if you can avoid them, just see how you can. Some reports, they are urgent. You have to send them. Okay, they're not important, but they're urgent. And sometimes some reports, just go from not being important from this quadrant, they just go on to this quadrant just because you didn't do it in time, and then you are in trouble. Okay, so be careful. Some papers mails, just get it done. Okay, now We'll just talk about it, okay, what to do. So this is deception. This is what you should avoid as much as possible. Okay, because these are not important but they seem urgent. These are the evil people. Okay, this is the illusion. This is what takes up your time, and then you have nothing left and no energy left for this quadrant, which is so important. And there are times when you fail in this quadrant just because you've not managed this in time also. Okay, so get certain things done, and manage your time in a way, and then you will have enough time for the fourth quadrant, which is not important and not urgent. And those are time with your friends, those are gossip, visitors, vacations, phone calls for hours together, useless diversions, watching serials, and binge watching and all that on Netflix or on whatever it is. So, have you got this very clearly? I am going to just stop sharing for a few minutes. Okay, as of now, you all can now, take the screenshot, and then have you understood? Are there any questions on this? Because this is a very important part of your time management, and this is the crux of time management. No questions? Is it clear? See, the same matrix has been put over here also. The first quadrant is, urgent and important, where you have to manage the crisis, the pressing problems, the demanding, the necessary, daily firefighting, be quick to delegate, and these are important and urgent. And the second one, which is very this thing, is about you focus, okay, on the strategies and the values. These are opportunity. This is for planning. This is for goal setting. This is for thinking. This is, you know, the macro management, not the micromanagement. Okay, and the third quadrant thing is something that you should avoid. Okay, these are interruptions. These are what keeps you busy. This is what makes many clerks and many people all over the world just are busy doing only this. Okay, it's an illusion. It's a deception. After 25 years, you ask them what did you achieve in your life, and they just say, I managed emails, I managed, I got aloo for the canteen every day. What? Okay, so this is something which you can delegate. Okay, this is something which is, it is, what can I say? It is not important, but it is urgent. It has to be done. So your accounting work, your report writing, managing certain minutes of the meetings and all that, certain phone calls, certain emails. When I was and when this Facebook thing came, now right at the beginning, like 10 years, 12 years ago, when I got into Facebook, and those birthdays used to come, that birthday notifications used to come every day, and I came to know about birthdays of everyone. So I got into this phase that every morning I would wake up and I would open this Facebook, and I would see what other people had written, and I would comment here and there. And then I would go to the birthday section and start wishing everyone. And then all that kind of thing. I realized by the end of the day, it used to be 1 hour gone on Facebook. Doing what? Socializing on Facebook. Doing what? So I was like, this is not done. But then I wanted to avoid it. So what I did, I started paying my son 5 rupees per day. Okay. And for 30 days or 31 days, it came to 150 rupees per month. And that was the kind, he was very piddu at that time. So I gave him 5 rupees per day, and I told him every morning you open my Facebook, go and wish people happy birthday. All the posts that you see, go and like it over there. Go write some nice comments in proper English, because by that time he knew how to do all he knew how to do that. And then I used to later on get notifications on my Gmail that this one thanked you for your like, and this one thank you for your comments and all that. And I was like, good. So that was taken care of with 150 rupees per month. I managed to then increase my Facebook thing, friendship thing also, go accept friendships and go and make friendships with people. I gave that entire duty to my son to do it for 150 bucks. It was not bad. Okay, so delegate as much as possible. And the last, of course, when you have enough time for all this, okay, then okay, I put here the big tomatoes of life, because when I used to take offline programs, this is actually called the golf balls. Okay, so golf balls in the jar. At that time, I didn't have enough golf balls, and I didn't want to even ruin my golf balls, my husband's golf balls. So I used to take a jar and I used to take tomatoes and I used to do it. So please watch this film. And those who don't want to watch it, you can take that 5 minutes break also. Okay. So this is your 5 minutes break. This is the second quadrangle. Your family, your friends, your children, even your office people. The pebbles are the other things that you have to do. Okay? So the third quadrangle is the deception. You put that, then you'll have no time for the very important and not so kind of urgent things in your life. So now this is a bit of a gyan. So there's always room for chocolate. There's always room for friends. There's always room for some gossip and mischief. There's always room for binge watching on Netflix or whatever it is. Did you like this particular film? Response, guys, if you're still here, if you've not taken my seriously that the break time. Yes, liked it. It's a cute film, na? So this is what I used to do in Yashda or in other places where I used to take time management. I used to take tomatoes, and then I took chanas, okay, and then I took that dal or that suji, okay, and then I used to take Coca-Cola or Sprite or whatever was available, and the whole damn thing used to get messed up. Huh? The the suji used to start bursting and coming out, and it became a mess. So I used to carry a big thali also with it, okay, and I used to take that thali and that jar and everything out, and my tomatoes. People used to say, "क्या है मैम?" हमने कहा खाना पकाना है सब्जी मंडी चला रहे हैं चलो okay so so that is how it used to be and I actually did this for the people instead of showing them the movie okay so again prioritize address the urgent what is very very urgent you have to because it's firefighting it's crisis you got to do it accomplish whatever you can early okay there is again a film I have on that is Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog so how many of you have heard about this book Eat That Frog if you haven't heard, I have a copy of it. It's inside. And, oh no, Kiss That Frog. I have the copy of it. It's right here. Kiss That Frog. Can you see this, Brian Tracy? Okay. Now I do have the movie of it, and if time permits, I can show it to you also. And yet, if not, then just go into the YouTube and look for book reviews on YouTube and send the link of it. Okay. And I will then approve if that's the same link or what it is, or maybe even I can look. I can also do that, huh? I mean, like not everything you all should do. Even I should. But you all are doing so much, so enjoy it. You find that there'll be some other books also. There's a book by Earl Nightingale that is The Strangest Secret. Okay, this is the book. Okay, this is again a book which is nowadays become very popular, and people are asking. There are audiobooks to it on the YouTube. It's there in the voice of this guy who's written it. Okay, that is your Earl Nightingale. Okay. So do that. Look for these books. Look for all this information. Start listening to the audio. Start listening to these YouTube ones, and they are actually good, huh? I mean, they will really take you to places. And if there's something that is too expensive, some book and all that, uh, come back to me. Okay, what am I here for? Send me your address. Give me the Amazon link. I will send it to you. I'll pay for it and I'll send it to you at your house. Okay, so accomplish what you can early. So he talks about it. Kiss that frog is eat that frog. Eat that frog means that that big bothersome ugly thing in your life that you have to handle every day get it over with first okay so there are some people who get very lazy about cooking so what do they do the cooking right in the beginning in the morning and then the rest of the day they just go to the kitchen they just warm everything or they do the preparation to such an extent that last minute they just go into the kitchen they just make the tarka they do all that and they just present and the family is happy okay the rest of the time this woman has got time for anything that she wants to do and the family doesn't matter doesn't bother because they're getting that hot food when they want it so she's got it kiss that frog, finish it up, eat that frog, and be done with it in the beginning, and then have your desserts. Okay, so accomplish what you can do early, attach deadlines to things that you delay. Remember, I showed you the same thing also. Do what you have to do, delegate, okay, and then delay the things and then delete the things that you cannot. So in this case, we are not talking about deleting it. Yeah, we can delete also what we really don't need to do. Please get yourself organized, get a planner, get a diary. Okay, so here's my diary. It is always here, and there are so many pens of mine. Anyone wants, and there's not just one diary. This is a big diary. There's always a small diary that is actually in my purse. The other day I just had to use it, so it's right here. So this is my purse diary. Okay, whenever I'm outside, I just put it down and I remember something. I have my goals and everything here. Okay, and this is only my fifth diary of 2021. Okay, I didn't do too much in 2020. There were about 6 7 diaries that normally I used. So this is still quite empty. Okay, so organize yourself more on the diaries. Organize yourself on your computer. Get yourself a planner. Your smartphone has got plenty of planners. Otherwise, you have these planners which are on the desk. Okay, look at this. Okay, this is got a picture of. Okay, so these are planners that you have on the desk. Okay, so this tells you about the whole month. Okay, so this planner will just tell you. So you write it down. It's right here. It's right underneath my computer. So I have anything urgent, I have any meeting, I just put it there only. Okay. Now this year's planner, I have to go out and get it. There's only one stationer in Pune who keeps these. The so I have this whole thing, and you know all I have to do is get just guide by the sheets. And sometimes when we don't get the sheets, what we do is we just get a chart paper, we divide it into four parts, and with a ruler we just mark out. It doesn't take much time. We mark out the dates, and we do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the 12 months, and that's it. Don't worry. I mean, like, you do it with a pen, and then you write down, and it's done. You don't have to spend too much money. You get a planner once, you have the whole thing. The next time it becomes easy. If I can't go out and get it, I'll just, get a chart paper. Otherwise, those B4 size paper, I have some bits of it lying around. Get that planner sorted out and learn to say no. There are certain things, there are certain distractions, there are certain aspects of your life where people will put pressure on you and they'll make you do it. You've got to put your foot down. Okay, and you say no. You can't do everything. Okay, you can't take up things. Please do not take up things that you can't complete. Okay, and remain consistent with where you are going. Don't get carried away with other people's goals and with other people's agendas. People can really take you for granted, and please, you will have plenty of waiting time when you are going to a doctor and you've got to wait in the line because the doctor is good, however appointment or whatever that has been given. Public transportation, when you're traveling in train, bus, or in plane, wherever it is, you got so much time. You won't believe it. There are times when I used to, do my preparation and everything and keep tweaking on my computer when I was going towards, for the training program. Of course, my husband didn't like all that. He used to say, "What is this nonsense? Finish it off before getting on." But there were times when I used to keep doing that too. And later on, he got used to it. And then later on, I said, "Forget it, yeah. Why should I do it my way? Let me do it his way." Okay. And so I used to do it before that, and then during this time I used to either read a book, or I used to chat, or I used to again keep my diary. I used to discuss about our plans. So when I was so used to sitting and doing goal setting or writing letters of thank you letters to the divine, and some affirmations, all that, on the airport and the plane, that since the past 2 years, when I barely traveled because of the pandemic, and because now Suresh sir is not there and the work is also not there, and the traveling stopped and the airlines have stopped and everything, my life has just got back to being the boring, housewife types, and there's all that. So I'm finding it difficult. I then visualize myself sitting in Pune airport, sitting in Hyderabad airport, sitting in Bangalore airport, sitting on Delhi airport. So I go back. Those are my go to places I love. So public transportation, doctor's office, waiting for your plane, on hold. Somebody, when you call up ICICI Bank and all that, and they put you on to hold. Your call is important, but you've got to wait for the. Okay, if that be the case, I used to keep my stuff ready. So put it on and do your stuff. Okay, or when you're early somewhere and you have to wait. So use your waiting time for correspondence, for your checking your WhatsApp, read your books, listen to audiobooks, concentrate on the task at hand, focus on what you have, and be so focused that you just tune out the interruptions. There will always be interruption in our building. Ever since we've shifted here, someone or the other is moving in and they're just redecorating their house. And every time that happens, we used to look at each other. There'll be a time when our house will make that noise, and then people will get irritated. And wow, we're gonna have that fun. I mean, we've not yet had that fun. My house is still the same. Okay, the way it was 10 years, 12 years ago. And please understand your personal prime time. What time do you function maximum? Okay, when is it when your energy is right at the top? Come on, type over here. How many of you are morning people? How many of you are day people? And how many of you are night people? When do you like to study? Early morning, daytime, or nighttime? When is the best time for you? So are you a morning person? Are you a daytime person? Oh, very good. Early morning. So those of you writing early morning here, I mean, this class is really good for you. And obviously, those of you who are sleeping, you are the nighttime of people. Nighttime, Hitesha. I'm so sorry for you, baby, for these classes. I really wish Dhruti, Isha, I'm so proud of you guys, and it's so nice. So you could be that time. It's called the chronotype. What is your chronotype? Are you a morning lark? Okay. Are you a day sparrow or are you a night owl? And all have their advantages and all have their disadvantages. So isn't this a cute slide? Guys, just tell me, isn't it cute? I love this slide. When I made it, I took so long to make this and to find the correct sparrow and the night owl and the morning lark. And isn't the morning lark the cutest? And that's why you all are the cutest also. Love you all. Okay. So appreciation for this slide. Rarely have I asked you all for appreciation for my slides. Say yes, ma'am. It's very beautiful, the slides. Thank you. Oh, wow. I've got some nice emojis. Thank you, Vaidehi. I'm on fire. Wow. So just and please stop beating yourself up if you are a night person. Okay, and don't worry about your being a day sparrow. There are some, I mean, if you cannot wake up in the morning, the owl looks welcoming. Thank you, Hitisha. Yes, that's what I'm telling you, Hitisha. Just don't beat yourself up. Okay, there will be times in your life where you will become a morning person. I became a morning person because of Suresh sir. He used to wake up at 3:30 a.m., 4:30 a.m. And after 2 hours, he used to get bored and he used to start, pacing and up and down and create such a noise, in the room. Open the cupboard, chwing, and all that, and close it, and kind of in the summer he would come and switch the fan off, and then he'll say, "Oh, it happened by mistake. Oh, are you awake? Okay, I just and in the winter, he will increase the speed of the fan, and he would come and tickle me on my feet. Just so then I should tell him that I like to work at night, and this is what I am. So but I'm getting bored. So I started kind of adjusting to his ways, and sure enough, I could not sleep beyond 6:30 was very late for me. If it would become 7, I would wake up at the start and I'll say, oh my god, it's already so late, and why didn't you wake me up? And you would say, no, but then today I woke up at 5, so it's okay. And I'm like, so late? 5 in the morning, so late you woke up? You okay? Fine. What happened? Are you okay? So this is how it was. So just do not be harsh with yourself. Look at what your time is and appreciate the time of the other people. And when you're going to be working in the corporate, you will come across situations where you will have late parties, and you will have to work with the American timings, you'll have to work with the Australian timings, which is early morning, and the Japan timings, which is again early morning, or with Germans who are in the afternoon, and with French people again in the afternoon, with British people in the afternoon. And accordingly you will have to pace your timing. And I'll just give you one quick example while keeping this slide on, is that you will get what you want. There was a cousin of mine, her name is Samantha, my Masi's daughter. When she came here and she wanted a job, I could clearly see that she was one of those, laid back types and a night person. Okay. But night was for enjoyment, not for working. So she was like, I'll have to get into a 9 to 5, day type job and all that. I'd already made these slides. I was already teaching time management. I knew her timing. So I just prayed for her, I blessed her. And that's what, when she got a job in AXA, I was working there as a counselor. I knew about the shifts and all that. I got her into a UK shift very happily. And it was a French company, no? It is a French company, AXA, now tied up with Bharti, this thing. So this she used to wake up easily around say at 10:30, and she would have enough time. At about 2 o'clock, she had to report and start the work. She had to reach her office by 1:30. The taxi used to come at quarter to 1 in the afternoon, and she would have a nice brunch, a heavy brunch, and that would take care of her lunch, and that would take care of her whatever it was, the breakfast also. And she didn't have to worry about breakfast, and she didn't have to spend time with my parents or anything. And she would happily go to the office and then come back at her timing used to get over by 10:30. And you know it was all fun. And in between, in the canteen, when she used to get a break and all that, she used to eat up, she used to take a carrier tiffin, or she used to get lots of food from, so early dinner she used to have. And at around 5ish, they used to get that first half an hour's break, and she would fill herself up. So when she would come home, most of the people would be sleeping, and she would snack onto whatever was left, whatever was cooked for her, and whatever was there. And she was able to lose weight also because of that. And she had a great time. So be whatever it is that you're looking for, you will get whatever you want. Nowadays, with all the MNCs and the whole works, you can actually, get whatever you want. Now there is this also this Pomodoro technique. Okay, you can kind of Google it and find out. It's just that when you are working, wherever you are working, there is this clock which looks like a tomato, and that's what it is called. You just put it. You even get this Pomodoro apps also on your smartphone. Check it out. There's a Pomodoro app also, which every 25 minutes it will give you a little alarm, a notification. You take a 5-minute break, and then it will give you an alarm, get back to work. So after having done that for 2 3 5 6 breaks that you've taken, 5 minutes break you've taken, you've gotten out of your chair, you've done that. After doing that, you then take a 15 to 30-minute break, a little longer break. Okay, so you take that long break and you have your lunch, or so these 5 minutes break could be for the hot beverages, and or for the cold beverage, or for relieving yourself. And please keep yourself hydrated. Okay, so this is how it works. And then there is also the Pareto principle. Again, Pareto is the one who came up with it, as the name suggests. That say person says that you must put in your effort initially. When you're working hard, when you're setting up an enterprise, you put in 80% of your effort, and the result will be only 20%. When a team is getting formed, okay, and when the team starts working, 80% of the work goes into only 20% of the deliverables. But as you get used to it, okay, and when you practice it, 20% of your effort gives you 80% of results. Okay, the last part of it is like 20%. And the same Pareto principle works everywhere. 80% of the world population is making only 20% of the money, and 20% of the world population is making 80% of the money. Okay, so there is a lot of rich people, and those who are rich are super rich, they've got so much money. And those who are poor, who are struggling, they are sharing with each other, and they're living an average life. Okay, so there is like 4% of the world population making 96% of the money, and 96% of the world population is making only 4% of the money. That is also what is being told by Bob Proctor and many other researchers also. So that too is happening. Okay, and that these figures, they're doing the research. So understand this thing and start using the Pareto principle in everyday life. I, for one, am a complete Pareto person. I look at situations and I always say that food, you know, 80% of your work goes in preparing of the food, preparing for your exams. 80% of the effort goes in initially, but once you do it again, you do it again, you practice, 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 then you need only 20% of the preparation, and you really get stupendous results, and that is important. Okay, so this is it. uh, Ultimately, please celebrate being yourself, love yourself. Every time you achieve a good day, hug yourself, pat yourself on the back, gift yourself with a praise, and affirm that you are the world's most amazing person. The whole thing that you have to focus is on succeeding and in inspiring yourself, because nothing succeeds like success. So celebrate your success, celebrate your time. This is a quick recap. Set goals, prioritize, organize, learn when to say no, use your waiting time, concentrate on the task on hand, consider your personal prime time, and celebrate your success. Now, coming to stress. Okay, so at this moment, take a 5 minutes break because I haven't given you any break. Do you all want the break, or shall I just continue with stress? Quickly, do you want the break? Because while that movie was going on, I went and, oh my god, I left the cup inside and I got the kettle here. Now, how do I drink? The other cup is full of yesterday's coffee, which I didn't finish. Leave it. Okay, so what do I do? Should I give you 5 minutes break or no? Yes. So quickly take 3 minutes of break or 5 minutes of break and be back. Okay. And I'm not putting on any music. Just look at stress. What is stress? So I'll keep this one on. Okay. The word stressed, when you mix it up, it becomes a dessert. My doctor says I need to take a stress test. I thought sitting in his waiting room surrounded by coughing children for 2 hours was the stress test. You're getting pretty good at the stress management thing, that is floating in the cloud. Very nice. I like it. नमस्ते नमस्ते मेरा ब्रेक चल रहा है मैंने चाय ली तो है बट मेरी वो भी चाय बना दीजिए और ये कॉफी जो है ना ये बाद में थोड़ा गर्म करके दे दीजिएगा थैंक यू सो मच हाँ so let's be back are you all back even if I get one yes I can get started come on one yes Roshni's already said yes but she said yes for the break okay good. Thank you, Dia. Thank you, Aditi. I'm so proud of you all. Oh, so many yeses. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's start with stress. Okay. Now I'll have to really go fast. Okay. So it's the spice of life or the kiss of death, depending on how we cope with it. Stress gives us the means to express our talents and energies and pursue happiness. It can also cause exhaustion and endless nervous breakdowns, heart attacks, and accidents. Strictly speaking, stress is simply the body's non-specific response to any demand made on it, and it is not necessarily synonymous with nervous tension or anxiety. Are you getting it? So stress is not necessarily something negative, and that's what I'm going to prove to you. Stress, some amount of stress is required to be able to function. Okay, to be able to manage your time you need some amount of stress. The tension, the anxiety is different. They can be okay. Tension and anxiety can be stressful. Okay, but tension and anxiety may also actually kind of make you feel good. So tension and anxiety can be negative also, but stress need not be negative. Stress is like you take a rubber band or something, you got to stretch it. Okay, so do I have a rubber band here? I had one. um okay, are you getting it? You take a rope, you take this rope, this is of no use. If you want to walk on it, you got to put that pressure on, you got to put that stress on it. Okay, you got to put some pressure on it. When you pull it too much, then it breaks, it snaps. So then the kind of capacity this rope has to accept the stress, the tension, that is where you got to hold on. If you just take this little putzy rope and you hang a very strong man, or you put a ton of brick on it and you pull it down, obviously this will break. Are you getting it? And it will break only where it is weakest. It will not break and it will not snap in between. There are times when the team or a person is stressed out or breaks down only where they are weak. There are certain aspects of our systems that are weak. Okay, so identify your weakness, identify where you're having the problem, and just enjoy the stress. There are certain people, if you don't put them under stress, they're not going to do the job. The people just, there are some people who are stressed about not being stressed. They're stressed because of their boring life. Boredom causes more stress than actual work. Work actually rejuvenates you. Comfort actually causes more stress. That is the reason why there are many people who go out there looking for adventure. They look for places where there are snakes and scorpions, and it's like that. Okay, so initially when there is little stress, can you see this particular graph where the stress in the x-axis, it's low towards the zero part of it, then there's medium and then high stress, and that's how the performance is. When there is low amount of stress, the person is just sleepy, the person is lazy. But as the stress increases, the person becomes alert. And when there is an optimal amount of stress, that is when the person is running, that's when the person is at its peak, that's when the person is rejuvenated, and that's when the person is willing to take any action and has got lots of power, strength, and magnanimity, happiness, joy. When you are in the peak of your performance, that's when things don't affect you at all. But when that stress becomes a bit too much, you start getting worried, the anxiety pops in. And then when it becomes even more, you just start collapsing. Your body starts getting weak. Okay. If you don't take adequate amount of rest while you are going through the work, and you don't de-stress yourself from time to time, that's when you're getting into trouble. Okay. And that's the time when it becomes such that your weakness takes over and you snap. And when you snap, all that is there which is hanging on to you falls, and then they will start finding their wings and will come and peck on you that what did you do. Okay. So are you getting the point how it works? So initially, the little bit of stress when you are going up is called positive stress. It's called eustress. Okay. Eustress occurs when, your level of stress is enough to motivate you, to get you going, to get you excited, to want to make you kind of um, just raring to go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm all ready. And get let that gunshot go up and let me just run. Okay. And let me just perform. Let me get into action. Forget about the training, or let's get into action. So that is stress. Okay. That is when you just are at your high. If you don't have stress, it becomes very boring life. But when it becomes too much and you start slipping down, that is negative stress. That is called distress. So usually stress is attached to the word distress, but stress can be good. Okay. So watch out for this distress, which kind of puts you into big trouble. That's when your body and your mind caves in, and then you're not able to take it. So initially you're calm, then you experience the eustress, and later on lots of stress is called the distress. So initially it's an uphill, which is fun, where you're raring to go and you reach the zenith. But when you slip down, when you have to come down, that is a negative part. That's the grueling part of it. And watch out for that. So work stress and how to manage it. Okay. Now there are lots of people who say that it's best to eliminate the stress. Why to manage the stress? Just eliminate it. So those people who say eliminate the stress are the ones who do not understand the importance of eustress. Okay. With due respect to all those, even I used to say initially that eliminate the stress in your life. Then later on I realized that, come on, yeah, some amount of stress is important, and that's what research has proved. So stress is a dynamic condition in which an individual is confronted with an opportunity which comes with some constraint or demand, okay, related to what he or she desires, and for which the outcome is perceived to be uncertain and important. Are you getting it? It's like, I mean, this is like a beautiful. I love this definition of stress, but I'm not rattled it. Okay, so if I take this thing out, I'll not be able to. I need to read it out. Okay, so it's a dynamic. It's again a changing. Remember, like personality. That this is also dynamic. I have not added this word dynamic here. It's really, it came with the definition. So it's a dynamic condition. It keeps changing, in which an individual is confronted with an opportunity. Okay. There is a pretty girl. There's a beautiful job. Okay. There is a big business opportunity available, a new business opportunity, something for expansion. A new house, a new car has come into the market, a new product has come, a new dress has come, a new friend you have found, someone you like. You want to be friends with that person. A town which was underdeveloped has now become a tourist destination. A new restaurant has started. Okay. So it is, the individual is confronted with an opportunity and something new has happened, and that opportunity has got terms and conditions. There are some constraints also. Okay. So this new job has got like 1,000 people applying for it, and only 20 people will be taken. So the ratios of you're getting in are very low, but that is what puts a demand on you. Okay, and that demand is related to whether you desire that job or you don't, whether you're willing to wait for some time, when another job comes and another one comes similar, and when the opening becomes a lot and there are like 2000 people required and only like about 3000 people applying for it, so your chances of getting in are a lot more. So, but it depends on how much you desire and the perception. Remember the theory of balance, Victor Vroom, sorry, his theory of balance, his theory of expectancy. Remember what it was, that your motivation is dependent on how much you perceive of how much you want that particular, how important it is for you. But in this case, that uncertainty factor comes in, and that uncertainty factor is what causes the stress. Are you getting it? The entire theory is, I mean, entire definition is so beautiful, but the way it is being put, like, the uncertainty, there's no surety. If you know for sure it's coming to you, there will be no stress, but it's how much you want it, and it is there. There's so many times when I've heard people saying, "Kash ye job mujhe pata hi na chalta ki aayi. I wish I had not come to know about this job. If I had not come to know about it, I wouldn't have, desired it, and then I wouldn't have been disappointed." So even in Spider-Man, your what's that Spider-Man girlfriend name?
MJ.
MJ. Okay, Mary Jane. So that latest MJ,
Del Jones.
that is the second one, huh? The first Spider-Man, and she's actually Mary Jones. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mary Jones. What did I say? I've forgotten now. Okay,
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Okay, so it's Mary Jones. So thank you so much, Kinjal. I think you guys know better, huh? So thank you for it. I'll just call her MJ because now they're calling her MJ only because her name is changing in every dimension. Okay, so in this okay, I hope you all have seen the movie. Anyway, so what is this saying? Mary Jones was very clear that if you don't have an appointment, you won't have any disappointment. If you don't have expectations, you won't go through disappointments. So there are times when you do feel a sense of stress when you do have appointments. Okay, so that is what the whole thing is. And if you can read it all over again, or take a screenshot of it and keep it, or put it um, uh, in the WhatsApp, or just keep it with yourself. Okay, and we let's take it. What are the consequences of stress? There will be physiological symptoms. That is, your body will start getting aches and pains, and then you will have hair loss, eyesight. Okay, then diabetes is also a disease that is related to stress. In young women who really have a very strong subconscious need to have a child, but they have to focus on their career, or they're not getting married, and they're not finding the spouse, or the spouses doesn't have the time and the spouse doesn't want a baby or something like that. Many women go through these fibroid cysts, they go through dysmenorrhea problems, they get pain during the periods. Okay, girls start having all these premenstrual syndromes, also boys also start losing their hair. Baldness is a physiological symptom which is not necessarily heredity. It is heredity, but it can also be avoided. Okay, and there are ways, if people are relaxed and they won't lose their hair, they won't lose their, the muscle loss happens. Then there are psychological systems. When you start snapping, you feel irritated, you feel frustrated, you start breaking things, and then there are behavioral symptoms, that is breaking things, and you start driving past, you start spending too much time on computer games and just watching Netflix and serials that are destructive, and too much of Avengers and the whole works and all that. So these are the symptoms that happen, and these are again in this whole thing. There are environmental factors, organizational factors, individual factors. They all are, like, because of stress happening, and then there's the perception part of it, the job experiencing, the social support. Shh, मीना, बहुत शोर मच रहा है बेटा, थोड़ा शोर कम कर दो हाँ. Hmm. So there is, and also remember the locus of control we talked about. The people with internal locus of control will maybe feel more stress. Those with external locus of control have less amount of stress, because then they are able to blame the others, and they're not able to. So is there something, there's a question mark in your life which says that it's okay sometimes to have an external locus of control? It's okay to let go of the responsibility of certain aspects of your life, because at the end of it, is it worth it getting stressed out? Okay. And there's some hostility that you receive from people outside who are not as successful or happy or wonderful as you are, and then it leads to physiological symptoms, headaches, high BP, heart diseases, psychological systems of depression, decrease in job satisfaction, and behavioral symptoms, which are, your productivity goes down, there's absenteeism, there's turnover, you leave the job, you start that rat race thing, how you start getting going for binge shopping, you start getting into what is called retail therapy. Come on, what are these words, huh? Retail therapy, FOMO, all these this new lingo. Lingo also. It's actually just simple language, they call it lingo. Okay. And then there is bingo, which says housey. What is this game housey? Yeah? Just because you punch out certain numbers or you scratch and you waste your time, ulta pulta 69, two fat ducks is 22, two fat majors or two fat ladies, 8 and 8 is 88. Okay, what is this nonsense? You waste your time and your money, no one makes any money. And then you just angry at the people who are winning it. Oh, he's good, this is all gambling, and this person is winning in housey. The person will not be able to make his own house. Behavioral symptoms. So now this has happened recently, huh? And I must say, huh, that for the first time in my life, the second house I got, full house, I won, and I was like, oh my god, it can't be happening. And then I had to share it with this girl, this pitsu little girl who's been troubling me since she was born in this building, and she's 7 years old now. And you won't believe it, she had already actually won 800 rupees by that time. And then my second house, which I had won for the first time in my entire 52 years and so many more days attached to this bloody 52 years and 31 days. Okay, today is the 6th of January, so I remember. Okay, so 52 years and 31 days, and I won a housey, and I had to share it with this girl who'd already won. And then and after that, the mother, won another, I don't know how much, and that day, doing nothing. Those people, they won more than 1,000 rupees, and boo-hoo. Okay, whatever. So the ways you manage your stress, this is the same slide that I took it out. Implementing time management. So whether you manage your time better, which takes care of your stress, or you manage your stress and that takes care of your time, your physical exercise, the more you exercise, the more the ability to take care of your stress goes up. Okay, your threshold of bearing pain, of actually you don't experience pain only. You start feeling pain in your body, or you not able to get enough sleep, start exercising, start jumping, start dancing. Okay, you youngsters will not even feel it. Okay, but if you feel it, just do a little more. There are some Jane Fonda exercises, there's this there are a lot of things that are happening around here. Okay, so just put on some music and do that. Bidi jalaile, what is that? Bidi jalaile, um, jigarma buddy, whatever, that's what is that? Yeah, that song, that silly song. Okay, what is it? Anyone? Unmute. You all embarrassed yourself. Okay. So switch on those songs, okay? Or my favorite, of my time, that Kurbani song of Zinat Aman, Leila me Leila. Even the guys can sing that, Leila me Leila. Or Leila tu Leila, whatever it is, sing whatever, and just gyrate your hips and just jump on the spot and just laugh unnecessary, make fun of the songs. I mean, these people have done it for you only. Okay, you think RD Burman was so foolish? He was so cute. Monica, oh my darling, Pia tu, and go, like Helen. Tak, 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 Okay, so amazing. She is such an amazing person. Okay, so do that relaxation training also. So we're going to be learning and talking about all these things. And if you really need help, trust me, I'm one of those people who can actually help you, because it's like this for me. Okay, I really can get into meditation in just a few seconds. It doesn't take me minutes to get into that alpha state and into that theta state, whatever be the circumstances. And that has helped me cope up with the loss of my best friend, my mother, and my nephew. Okay, so expanding social network, have good friends, support system around you, and people whom you can delegate the work to. Okay, so manage your stress in these way. Again, goal setting is coming. Make sure that the people who are working for you are good enough. You train them how to do it. Get into goal setting, redesign the jobs, get your employees and the people around you, your staff around you, involved. Okay, have good communication skills, get into presentation skills, give them some time off also from you, because that's the reason why I asked you this question, that are you all not fed up of me? Do you really want me only? Don't you want somebody else around? Okay, offer sabbaticals, offer them breaks. Okay, and get into what is called corporate wellness programs and take it further. Okay, so tips to reduce stress are: keep reading a book, take a break. Okay, and here I should not use the word break, because I've already given you the example that how breaking bones is something that I'm not wanting to get into anymore. And I shared this with my husband, and he also, I need a break. And part next day he'll fall and break his arm, break his shoulder, break his thumb. Seriously, this happened, huh? I'm not kidding, huh? Broke his thumb once, broke his arm, broke his left shoulder. These three things he broke. The rest of the things were all okay, fine. Thank God for both of us. But now for him, we can't say anything. It's over. With me, anything can happen. And I've already broken my feet. It was my one of my biggest fear was to have both my legs broken and to be, totally crippled. My fear is over, huh, guys. I took care of that, and I've already broken it. So I'm done with it. So it happens again, then it is definitely, environmental you know fault. Nachna hai angan tera, because there's something wrong with the external factors that I fell and I broke it. I'll not take responsibility. I'll just sit and cry and accept it, and then I'll start reading books and learn to play cards. Okay, play ludo, play connect four, play word cross games. I'm just looking around, for all those games. They are in my room. Okay, but books, I can just keep telling you, there are plenty of books. You see right here next to my this is a book that the Christmas Betrothal. Can you see this romantic book? So I am reading this nowadays also. Okay, and it'll be over. And look at it. I really love it. Huh? The way it's going about it. These people. So I have kept it all around. Whenever I get a chance, I do that. And sometimes go out for shopping, go out for. Don't be so scared of Corona. Okay. Uh, but respect your parents and respect your family for it. Okay, and please organize your life, manage your time, make the to-do list. Get the to-do lists are so important. Okay, plan ahead, set mini goals, set major goals, set long term, short term, medium term goals. And and again I'm saying it, learn to plan. Okay, keep practicing, keep enjoying it, get into deep breathing. Any kind of, please get into Ramdev Maharaj ji. Okay, he's really good. those of you are okay with Puji Shishi Ravi Shankar ji of Art of Living, get into that. Those of you like Sadhguru, get into that. There's this ISKCON also. They have their own style. Okay, they have their own chanting. So this fellow in ISKCON also is very popular nowadays. That cute fellow, and they're all friendly with each other. He also keeps on coming up with jokes and sounds very confident, and he's so sweet. I mean, that fellow. I'm forgetting his name right now. Okay, then get a massage from time to time. Okay, if you are not able to give yourself a massage and what have you, you know, get some machine, pay a little amount of money and go to Pune airport. Okay, and in 10 50 rupees or something, or in 100 rupees, you'll get a 10 minutes, 15 minutes good massage. If you've got more time and you reach there early, you give him 500 rupees, and for 1 hour, tuck, 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 the machine will give such a nice massage. You'll be like, too much. 1 hour is too much, huh? Or half an hour is too much. 10 minutes is more than enough. And you just take a bath, take a saltwater bath, get into all these candles, those fancy candles nowadays everywhere. In Pune, you get too much. Okay, and Pune is supposed to be the second most livable place in our country. It seems Bangalore is top of the list. Pune is second. Third is Hyderabad. Okay, and fourth is, I think, Chennai or Calcutta or something like that. I really don't know. Okay, so I just looked at it that Pune is the second most easy place to live in, the most comfortable, where climate is concerned, where traffic is concerned, where greenery is concerned. And guys, you're from Badia. You're like, wow. Okay, so do that and keep saying the serenity prayer. The serenity prayer is this way: it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This serenity prayer is right here behind me. Okay, मीना, ये ये वाला जो है ना, तस्वीर निकाल के दो. ओके, मैं बच्चों को दिखाऊं. ये, हाँ, ये वाला तस्वीर निकाल के दो. निकाल. हाँ, देखो. See, right at my entrance, morning and evening, I look at it and I read it. This is a serenity prayer. Okay. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are plenty of it. Just take out, any screenshot and go into the Google images. And these are the energizers. Keep going for a walk. Regularly walk. If you don't have time for anything, walk in your own house. Whatever, walk in your own room, whatever little space there is, just walk. Okay, and exercise your mind, exercise your brain. Go for swimming, do crawling. Go right now as a child, get onto the floor and crawl, dance, get into cycling. Okay, be with your family and friends, take out time, do party. The fourth quadrangle is equally important, which may not seem to be important, which may not be urgent, but it is important to manage your stress. Play with balloons, play with balls, those smiley balls. Okay, hug yourself, hug the friends around you, hug your parents, hug anyone who's available to hug. Okay, it really makes a lot of difference. Play with those little softy balls and all that. I should have kept all of this ready. In my training programs, I keep them all and I give it to my participants, and they sometimes even tear it apart. And I show it to them also. You're angry, just tear the damn thing apart and then go get another one. It's just cost, I think, 40 rupees, 30 rupees, or 50 rupees, or whatever, depending on where you get it. You're getting very angry and you're just getting feeling too stressed out, punch a pillow. Okay, and I have got some very मीना, कुछ बड़े बड़े जो वो है ना पिलोज जो है अंदर, उसमें से अच्छे वाले दो तीन चार सब ले आओ, मैं दिखाती हूँ बच्चों को. ठीक है, keep pillows that are fancy, keep pillows that are ordinary, keep pillows that are black in color, and then just punch it out. Go for a punching bag, or do this exercise where you just do spot jumping and do hoo, 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 hoo. This itself, laughing out loudly, this exercise of just doing who, there has been come up, that Osho fellow, he's come up with it. Then Art of Living people have come up with it. Many people have coming up, and you've seen those songs also, In Africa also there's so much of stress. नहीं ये नहीं, वो जो तकिए जो खुले हुए हैं, तकिए जो है ना वो बड़े बड़े वहां पे जो हाँ. Okay, and please use this exercise called Ho'oponopono, a forgiveness exercise. That whatever it is, this Dr. Hewland, that's a full-fledged workshop that people take. He came up with this whole thing and he helped people in prison who were hopeless, people who used to eat their own flesh, people who were हाँ ये वाले ये देखो कितने सुंदर सुंदर हैं. Just hold on to it. Look at these pillows, okay? So cute, na? The star. You don't feel like beating up the star? Just look at the back of it. Too much red, okay? If you're angry, just okay. So this is such pillows you can have in your life. Look at this one, so cute, na? The this is I saw this bird uh, in Singapore also. Actual bird, this one. And then look at this fellow. The isn't it cute? All of these. And there's a fourth fellow also. वो कहाँ है? Hippopotamus. Oh, चलिए कोई नहीं अभी. Are you with me? See, I'm showing off. Okay. Now I couldn't have brought these pillows to the college, so this is the advantage of online class. Okay. So you can really kind of use them and take it out and वो वाला मेरा tortoise लेके आ जाओ and दिखाओ उनको. बहुत cute है. So um, this I know the time is like and I've got so much more to share with you. Look at this cute little fellow. Okay, can you see his eyes? Can you see his eyes? And he was a very important decision maker in our house. When Suresh sir and I had a problem with decision making, we wanted to do something, and he used to say, like, you must finish this, slides by the end of today. And I used to say, no, sir, tomorrow. He's saying, no, 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 today. I said, okay, let's let him take the decision. So he used to immediately grab, and he used to ask this tortoise fellow, so should the who, finish the assignment today? So he's saying, see, he's saying yes. Okay. Then I used to say, no, 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 let me ask him, Then I used to ask him, should I finish it today? So then it used to say, no. Should I do it tomorrow? Yes. See, this guy was a very important decision maker in our life. So guys, just I'm sure you, if you don't feel like laughing, I do, So this is, and can you see this psychedelic fellow? And Divyansh used to say, "Isne to na cocaine li hui, LSD li hui hai." Look at him. So look at his body is full of LSD, and look at his eyes, completely. Are you happy with these kids? Do you love the kids of Wadia? You know, yes. Do you like it that so many students are missing and there should be at least 100 students coming for these classes, but they're not coming? Do you like that? No. Do you want them to come for the class? Yes. Okay. Okay. This is how life should be, where you just take care of certain small aspects, and if you get very angry with them, you say, how dare you just pick it up and you just throw it somewhere. Okay. And at the most it'll get slightly dirty, that's it. Then put it in the washing machine, it'll tumble around and it'll become all right. Okay, this Ho'oponopono exercises, I feel sorry for you, please forgive me. I thank you and I love you. I'm going to give you details of this wherever possible next time, but I'm going to tell you again, the serenity prayer has been put here again. So then please get into meditation. If this guy could do it, who's considered to be the most senior godhead in the Indian religion, if he could do it, okay, if she could do it, she is Mother Kuan Yin, okay, and I have her very beautiful, you know, in my house right in front of me. She is my kind of, I don't know why I'm drawn to her, okay, very drawn to her. So when we had gone to Bangkok, we were coming back from that laying down Buddha, and I saw a shop, and I just told him, I said, stop. So that guy who was driving the taxi one, he said, I'm going to charge you extra. I said, I don't mind. And then Suresh sir said, what happened? I said, I don't know, I'm just drawn to this shop, can you please come with me? And he just came with me, and we went in and we saw her. Okay, we saw her, we picked her up, and we just came away. Okay, we I actually wanted those three wise men also, but I couldn't find them. The ones which I wanted, the ones which I got it from Bombay only, and I picked those up. But in that shop, I found her exactly this picture on the right side, with that thing in the with that green. So mine is a golden one. Now I can't change it around. Um, okay, um, and then if he can do it, Buddha could do it. Jesus did it every time he prayed and he used to meditate also. So all these people who consider and who are at that top level, okay, they meditate. And how to meditate, etc. I'm going to be talking about it and I can help you all with it. You should also get into imagery where you imagine. It's called psycho-cybernetics. Please write it down. That book Maxwell Maltz is not here, it's inside. Okay, psycho-cybernetics is a method where you do mental rehearsal. Okay, that you are standing and you're imagining that you are doing a, so the fear is that you're going to get into trouble. But if you imagine yourself, you stand back and you imagine that you're doing a perfect dive, then you feel that sense of confidence. Can you see this image? I don't know where I got this image from, but this is a beautiful image. And a couple, they've got the 83 because of that only. Okay, that 83 Prudential Club. A cup. He was not even Sachin Tendulkar. He didn't have those facilities. Huh? So these guys are from simple background. Navjot Singh Sidhu, these all these people, they imagined. Okay, they imagined. And imagine yourself in the clouds, imagine yourself like a baby, imagine yourself very safe and secure with your mama or your daddy or whoever it is that you feel safe with. You know, jiska koi nahi uska to khuda hai yaro. And do diaphragmatic breathing, breathing from the tummy, very very important, because when you breathe from the tummy, the stress gets eliminated. Okay, diaphragmatic breathing is the yogic breathing. This is what adds life to your existence. Chest breathing is stressful breathing. Breathe you have to, but sometimes even chest breathing is better than no breathing at all. When you're completely stressed out and when you are like, rushing, hurrying and all that, you're about to miss a train or there is some presentation and you're out there, as I gave you the example. No, I gave this example for the evening kids, that for 30 minutes Sanjeev sir was pacing up and down but could not speak. And listen to music, listen to some simple music like Kenny G's music. Okay, this is just instrumental. Bye. And or listen to something groovy. Okay, which one do you like better? That dhoom machale dhoom. Okay. इश्क ही तो जिंदगी है, इश्क ही तो हर खुशी है, इश्क में खुद को बुला के छू, धूम मचा ले, धूम मचा ले, धूम मचा ले, धूम. My favorite is another one. After I stop the recording, then I can put that on for you all. That is after I stop the streaming. That is, it's my life. Take it or leave it. Set me free. It's my life. It's my life. But it's so abusive, stop fucking me, stop fighting me, stop. It's my life. Okay. So that I used to put on during my university days, and in that, I mean, I still put it on when I'm feeling very angry or something. I just put that on and I start just doing the spot jumping and I dance around. And even my if my knees pain also or whatever pains, everything goes away actually at that time, and I'm just like, completely groovy. So put it on, watch some cute films. Okay, and again, here I put Richard St. John. I don't know, I'm just too fond of him. Okay, look at things from a different perspective. Okay, volunteer, help someone else, do something for someone else. When you start worrying about yourself, you are actually getting yourself into stress. But when you help other people get what they want in life, you get what you want in life. Get into this balance, and we've already done this, as a superman, as a superwoman, and be on top of the world. Just know that you can do it. You need a lot of energy and synergy, and to do that, there is this whole thing of 7 habits. Okay, so quickly going through the 7 habits. He says, you know, like, this is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. He just says, be proactive, go out there, start getting into an action, and goal setting again. Begin with the end in mind. Okay, set goals. Put first things first. Prioritize. This is it. This is all about prioritization. And there's a game that I used to make people play, and think win-win. Okay, let the other person also win. If you're going to win at the cost of someone else, you're going to pass at the cost of someone else failing, you're going to hurt someone else and get something, you're not going to succeed for a long time. Okay, so when you get into a win-win situation where your parents get what they want for you and you get what you want for yourself, you synchronize. Okay, you get into what is called a symbiotic relationship where you give and you receive, and that's when the synergy happens, that thing happens. Okay, and please understand the Saint Francis of Assisi's prayer: seek to first understand what is happening at your customers level, your internal customers, your parents, and your family, and the external customers, the people who we are working for in the job, outside the job. Your teachers, your peers, your friends are also your customers. Your audience, who are listening to your customers. So first seek to understand what they want from life and how you can serve them better, and then seek to be understood. So please go through that Saint Francis of Assisi's prayer also. It's very beautiful. And at the end of the day, that entire religion is also done so well, and is there all over the world. And they also actively seek to convert people into their religion and then get into synergy. And last but not the least, which is very important, is keep working on your abilities. Keep working on yourself. Keep sharpening that saw. Read, visualize, plan, write. Okay, become independent. Exercise, look at your nutrition, manage your stress, do service for the thing, be empathetic, synergize intrinsically, look for the security within yourself and outside, and be a good friend for the others. Give other people that sense of security, that I'm there, मैं हूँ, किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार, मैं हूं ना, देख लो इधर एक बार, मैं हूं ना, खामोश क्यों हो, जो भी कहना है कहो. Okay, so just let them speak, listen to them. Okay, and give value to yourself, give value to your time, give value to your feelings, give value to the feelings and time and everything of others, also to the money also. And seek clarification, seek commitment, seek, do meditation, study, and build, look at things in a different perspective. So be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, synergize, and sharpen your saw. Okay, with that, there are other ways of managing your stress. I'm sure you all know a lot. So there are so many. We have already spoken about so many. And the most important thing is reward yourself. Okay, and do something about it. Write down what is stopping you. Get over your barriers. We've already talked about all this. And tell me, what is it that you learned? Did you enjoy today's session? Did you learn something new? Did you enjoy today's session about time management and stress management? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you all are. And what is your learning? There's so much that happened today also. So it's there on YouTube. Get into an action planning mode and ask yourself, I will, write all these 4 things down. I will start doing now. I will do differently. I'll stop doing and I will continue doing. So think big, dream big. Sky's the limit with a lot of love. Keep persevering. You all the this is, remember, The key ingredient to the success factor in life is to be free and to be joyous and to be victorious. Keep watching cute films and keep enjoying yourself. And now some extra stuff is coming. So thank you and have a nice day. Okay. So God bless you. Thank you again and have a nice day.